Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name's Gemma and I'm coming to you from my home in Devon. It is September and I am so excited for the cosy autumn days. I love summer, I love spring, to be fair I love winter, but there is something a little bit special about getting cosy, hunkering down, ready for autumn. So in this video, I invite you to join me as I get my home, my kitchen, my freezer and my making ready for those cosy months. I've got a few things on my to-do list for this last weekend of the summer holidays, one of which is sorting out all the blankets, jumpers, knitwear, getting that hand washing out of the way, ready so that we can be all wrapped up and cosy when the weather inevitably turns chilly. Now, some of these sweaters probably won't fit my son, but I'm going to be keeping hold of them for his memory box, and I think regardless of whether he's going to wear them this season or not, a wash and a refresh will do them the world of good before I tuck them away for any future little ones that come into the family, or if perhaps my son one day has children of his own. You're having a nice rest, are you?
Well, is that cosy?
He's having a nice rest in the sun. Thank you, Daddy. Right, Robin, look at this. We're going to squish all the water out of this. Okay, yeah, roll it up here. And then I need you to stand on it and squish all the water out, okay? Squish, squish, squish. Something else I've been doing since Christmas last year is having a seasonal yarn basket. I've really enjoyed this. If you've seen my videos before, you'll have seen me preparing them. I started off with a festive one for Christmas. I've totally stolen the idea from Kayla, the crazy sock lady, and it's brought me so much joy, and I've really, like, my making's been, it's brought me so much joy, and I've definitely made more things since I've had this yarn basket. And I have to admit, for the last week or so, I've really been looking forward to the start of September so I can do my autumnal yarn basket and just make, it just adds to the coziness. So here's a look at my yarn basket at the moment. I did a fair bit of knitting this summer. It's not as empty as I'd hoped. There are still some projects in here that I really do wish I'd managed to get done. However, I've had a great summer, lots of outdoor time, lots of family time, lots of baking. I've been doing jigsaw puzzles, seeing friends and family, and generally having a great time. So I'm not too disheartened by this. My slightly fuller than I'd like yarn basket just shows me that I've been living life to its fullest. Let's lose the tape measure, we don't need that. So here is my autumnal yarn basket. This is verging on floral, but I really want to use this one soon, so I've snuck this in here. We've got a range, so I've got some of the yarn that I knit my pumpkins out of. So I think there's going to be some more pumpkins on the horizon. I've got a fab pattern from West Yorkshire Spinners by Anna Nikoporovich. It's a free download, and I'll put a link below so where you can get it from. So I'm looking forward to doing more of those. I've also got some sock yarn because, as I said, I need to do some more socks. My husband, I have cast him on a pair of Kingfisher, but I think he'd also quite like this one. So I am going to use these for him as well and get that yarn used up. Down here, this is a bit cheeky, this one. These are 2 balls of Pip Colourwork, which was from Bar-Amu a few years ago. It's a beautiful kind of foresty green and a grey. And this is in here because what I really want to do is I want to make a colourwork hat I found in one of my knitting magazines. And it's just got little pine trees on it. I'll see if I can find a picture, but if not, I'm sure I'll show you in the next podcast because I'm definitely going to be casting it on soon. And that will obviously go in my Christmas gift box. This is Zooming Home for Christmas, which it's, sorry, because we've had moths, every speck I see on the skein of yarn, I'm like, what's that? What are you? But anyway, so I'm sorry if I keep doing that and looking very seriously at my yarn. This is Zooming Home for Christmas by Stranded Dye Works. It was the last Christmas colourway that he did. And it's quite, although it is a Christmas colourway, I thought the colours were quite festive and autumnal. What else have we got in here? Oh, so here is a ball of Regia 6-ply sock yarn. Actually, rather than holding the whole basket up, I'll just dig around in it and pull it out. This was bought for, this was bought for socks for Jude. So I think I'll do these and probably make them quite long. I'm wondering about doing toe up if I can, because I think they make quite good sort of boot socks for him, quite wintry boot socks. It's quite a big ball. You get 150 grams in there, which is quite a lot. So I don't see why I shouldn't be able to make kind of boot socks for him from them. I'm almost tempted to do a provisional cast on, work down and then work up with what's left. Maybe that's too complicated. But anyway, his birthday's coming up in November. And I've had this since last year, so they definitely need to be made. This is Elphaba's Knickers by Fiberpunk, self-striping. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's a Halloween-y colourway, obviously inspired by Elphaba from the musical and book Wicked. And I really like these. I want to make these really long socks. Finally, and I need your help here, I have got this beautiful skein of robin yarn, which was Lucy Lockett-Land's British Birds and Flora and Fauna Yarn 2021, and it was November's yarn, which is Robin. Now in November of 2021 my son Robin was born. Now this can't be socks because it is 70% baby alpaca, 20% silk and 10% cashmere. So it's a little bit luxe. So I want to use it. I want to use it for something that's special, something that I will use and will always be special to me of that time. So if you have any suggestions as to what I can do with 400 meters of this, with 400 meters of this very special yarn, please let me know below. What should I make with this? The next thing I really want to focus on is getting ahead with my food. Food prep is one of the most key things, and meal planning we've discovered is absolutely key if you are budgeting and living below your means. This move to Devon as a family came with a number of sacrifices. Although having been here a year, I feel honestly like we've sacrificed nothing and gained everything. One of those was financial. Neither of us had jobs to go to, and my husband had been accepted onto a master's, which meant that we were going to be time and probably cash poor for a while. So we've spent the last year adjusting to our new lifestyle and having very little disposable income, which so many people experience and know. So I know I'm not sort of talking anything strange here. One of the things we've discovered with our budgeting is that meal planning is absolutely key. Now, with me starting a new job with set hours, 4 days a week, and a toddler running around and needing to balance everything, this weekend I'm going to be spending some time creating dump bags for my freezer and batch cooking in the kitchen, some wholesome hearty meals ready for us to enjoy in those chilly evenings when we come in tired and a little bit cold and just want to hunker down, get cozy and fill our tummies. Batch cooking is something I've done for a few years now. I tended to do it particularly in the winter. It never really worked for me in the summer, but in the winter I always really enjoy it. Top of my lists are a nice hearty chilli. I start off with the lasagna base and do a big lasagna which I portion up and put in the freezer, although we do enjoy it on the first night. This is my first time using this particular vegan lasagna sauce and it looked a little bit lumpy. I've gone dairy free for context. We're not vegan clearly because I've put beef mince in here. But I have gone dairy free, and we've used one before from Tesco's and it freezes well, but this particular one from Marks and Spencer's looked a little bit lumpy and I wasn't sure how it would freeze, so we decided to have it on the Saturday night and the leftovers on the Monday. Leftovers as a general rule can last for about 3 days in the fridge. Then what's left of the mince I add spices to and turn it into a chilli. That gets portioned up and popped into the freezer as well. Soup is an absolute winner for me when you've got leftover vegetables that are getting a little bit past their best. Roast them up in the oven, chuck them in a pan with some stock, let them simmer away. Your house smells gorgeous, and then you've got some fantastic hearty vegetable soups ready for winter. This is my first time doing dump bags. I'm not sure if it's actually kind of a US thing that's come over here. Dump bags doesn't sound very attractive, but essentially what you do is you get all your ingredients ready for a recipe that you can cook in the slow cooker ideally. So you chop up all your meat, you peel and chop up all your veg, you weigh out all your spices, and you dump it all in a bag, all together, give it a smush, and then pop it in the freezer. Get it out about 36 hours before you need to put it in the slow cooker. So for example, if I'm cooking on a Tuesday, I'll get it out on a Sunday night. So that's going to take organisation, remembering to get it out, because historically I've been horrendous at that. But like, even if it's just something as simple as getting a chicken breast out to defrost, never mind a dump bag, which your whole meal relies on. But hopefully I'll do a bit better this year. So I get it out on the Sunday, pop it in the slow cooker on a Tuesday morning before I go to work, and come home to a hearty feast. We've picked ours from TikToks, and well, that was my husband has picked his from TikToks, and mine came from the blog Taming Twins. I've used her recipes before, although I've not tried the dump bags yet, and I've always found them really well explained and to be really tasty. I'm not gonna lie, once I'd started getting myself ready to do the batch cooking and prepping the dump bags, I felt incredibly overwhelmed. I had no idea where to start. I didn't know which way was up. I didn't really have I had a rough plan, but I did feel really dysregulated by the whole situation, very overwhelmed, and I could feel myself starting to panic. But it's just cooking and food prep. It's not a big deal. And I knew that if I managed to do it this one time, the next time wouldn't be as scary and I'd be able to do it. So I started with vegetable prep and dumped out a whole load of carrots and just got peeling. Carrots were used in a lot of the recipes, so I figured if I peeled and chopped and put them all in a big bowl, then I could just go from there. By dinner time, we'd managed to get ourselves sorted so that we had quite a few dump bags prepared. We've done chicken and chorizo stew, we've done beef and broccoli, which we're going to be having Tuesday night, so we'll report back on that one. We did remember to get it out of the freezer, so that's a win. A lovely bolognese base, including red wine, and I must admit, I think that was my favourite one to prepare. I prepared it last, which may or may not have been strategic, because it only called for 125 ml of red wine per serve, like per dump bag. And so we had the best part of a half a bottle of wine left by the end of it. So I did treat myself to a cheeky glass. It's only a house red. I got the cheapest I could from Sainsbury's. I think it's about £4.50 for the bottle. But actually I found it quite pleasant. My husband had also found a sweet and sour chicken recipe, which looked quite fun, and I'd found a lime and coriander chicken recipe. It was really satisfying putting all these in my freezer drawer, although I didn't remember to label all of them, so some nights we're just going to have a surprise. The last dish I cooked was a chicken curry, but I used butternut squash and carrots to bulk it out. So I made 3 breasts go among 2 meals for the 3 of us. So those are my 3 jobs for this weekend. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I would love to know how you get ready for autumn. Are you someone who enjoys autumn, or do the nights drawing in make you feel a bit cold and unhappy? I must admit I've been feeling really sad the past few weeks when I've noticed the nights starting to draw in after the summer solstice, but I'm comforting myself with the nice warm and coziness that is due to come. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Bye!